It's all about keeping it smaller than you think it is. So it's not about going to the gym for an hour every day when you're stressed. Forget it. Your amygdala and prefrontal cortex will be duking it out for that one. No way, you're not going to go. It's like you're wading through molasses to put your sneakers on. But if you start small and say, I'm going to go for a 5-minute walk today, you'll do it.
Stress is one of the most misunderstood forces in life. Most people treat it like an enemy, something to be avoided, numbed, or ignored. They think stress is a sign of weakness, a signal that life is out of control, or proof that they're failing. But here's the truth. Stress itself isn't the problem. It's how you respond to it that determines whether it breaks you or makes you stronger. The key to turning stress into strength lies in a single daily habit, a habit so simple that anyone can adopt it, yet so powerful that it can change your life. The habit is reflection, taking a few minutes each day to observe your thoughts, emotions, and reactions without judgment. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but this tiny practice rewires your brain. It shifts stress from being an automatic, overwhelming reaction into a tool for growth. When done consistently, reflection trains your mind to recognize triggers, manage reactions, and convert tension into focused energy. In essence, you begin to turn pressure into power. Most people live reactively. Stress hits, and they respond instinctively, often with frustration, anxiety, or avoidance. They try to suppress it with distractions, food, social media, or temporary escapes. But when you pause, even for 5 minutes a day, and reflect on what's happening internally, you create a pause between stimulus and response. This pause is where transformation begins. In that space, stress stops being a threat and becomes information, a signal telling you where attention, effort, or adjustment is needed. Reflection isn't just thinking about what went wrong. It's a structured mental check-in. You ask, what happened today? How did I respond? What emotions did I feel, and why? Which situations triggered tension or frustration? By answering these questions honestly, you begin to notice patterns. Over time, you develop a map of your stress triggers, and when you know the triggers, you regain control. Awareness is the first step toward mastery. The reason this habit works is that stress is essentially energy. Physiologically, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline during stressful moments, preparing you to act. Most people waste this energy in panic or avoidance. But when you practice daily reflection, you learn to channel it intentionally. That same surge of energy that once caused anxiety can be redirected into focused problem-solving, creativity, or action. Stress becomes fuel rather than fire. Another reason reflection transforms stress into strength is that it builds resilience. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, setbacks, and pressure are inevitable. You can't eliminate them, but you can train yourself to respond with composure. By consistently examining your reactions and reframing difficult situations, you train your mind to remain calm under pressure. You stop overreacting to temporary discomfort and start seeing each challenge as a stepping stone, rather than a stumbling block. The habit also strengthens emotional intelligence. By checking in with yourself daily, you learn to identify subtle emotional shifts before they escalate. You notice impatience, irritation, or fear early, and you can course-correct before these emotions spiral out of control. Emotional intelligence allows you to navigate complex social and professional landscapes more effectively, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for connection and growth. Stress no longer isolates you, it guides you. Consistency is the secret ingredient. 5 minutes of reflection once in a while isn't enough. The power comes from daily practice. Every day, you create a habit loop, experience stress, pause, reflect, learn, and apply. Over time, your brain begins to default to awareness instead of reaction. You respond to stress automatically with curiosity and control rather than panic or avoidance. The habit rewires your neural pathways, creating what psychologists call stress mastery, the ability to remain calm, focused, and effective in any situation. This habit doesn't just apply to major stressors. Everyday tension, traffic, deadlines, difficult conversations, or unexpected changes can be converted into strength. By taking time each morning or evening to reflect on small stressors, you practice managing them before they accumulate into overwhelming pressure. Over time, your threshold for stress increases. You become the person who doesn't just survive challenges, you thrive under them. Visualization enhances the power of this habit. During reflection, imagine yourself responding to future stressors with calm and control. See yourself turning tension into creativity, fear into action, and uncertainty into clarity. The brain doesn't differentiate between vivid visualization and real experience. By mentally rehearsing mastery, you create a subconscious blueprint for effective responses. When real stress arises, your mind has already been trained to respond constructively. Gratitude amplifies the effect. Stress often feels heavier when you focus solely on discomfort. By pairing reflection with a gratitude exercise, acknowledging even small wins or positive moments, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance. You train your mind to notice what is working, what you can control, and where growth is possible. Gratitude turns pressure into perspective, which turns pressure into strength. Journaling is a practical way to implement this habit. Writing your reflections consolidates your thoughts and creates a record of patterns and progress. You can look back and see how far you've come, how you've learned from past stressors, and how you've applied lessons to grow stronger. Journaling externalizes internal pressure, making it easier to process and transform into actionable insight. Breathing exercises can further strengthen the practice. Many top performers use controlled breathing to regulate their nervous systems during reflection. By focusing on slow, deep breaths, you signal to your body that tension is manageable. Stress hormones diminish, clarity rises, and the mind becomes calm enough to analyze situations objectively. Breathing turns reflection from a passive exercise into an active tool for transformation. The habit also encourages proactive problem solving. Instead of waiting for pressure to mount or reacting defensively, reflection trains you to anticipate challenges and prepare solutions. When you review your day or plan ahead, you identify potential stressors and develop strategies to handle them. You move from victim to strategist, from reactive to proactive, from overwhelmed to empowered. Social accountability strengthens the habit. Sharing insights from reflection with a mentor, coach, or trusted peer allows for perspective and guidance. You gain feedback on blind spots and reinforce positive patterns. You also cultivate humility, which keeps stress in perspective. By integrating social reflection, you transform solitary insight into actionable growth. Importantly, this habit fosters self-compassion. Stress often triggers self-criticism. Daily reflection encourages a kinder, more patient approach. You learn to acknowledge mistakes without judgment, recognize effort even when outcomes fall short, and encourage yourself to keep moving forward. Self-compassion turns the weight of stress into a supportive force rather than a punitive one. Over weeks and months, the cumulative effect of this habit is profound. You start to notice a shift. Stress no longer immobilizes you. It energizes you. Challenges that once felt daunting become opportunities to learn and excel. Pressure that would have caused panic now sparks focus. You develop the rare ability to remain composed while performing at your best under demanding circumstances. Stress has become your ally instead of your adversary. In professional life, this habit distinguishes top performers. Leaders who practice daily reflection respond to crises calmly, inspire teams under pressure, and make decisions based on clarity rather than fear. Entrepreneurs who harness stress through reflection innovate under constraints, identify solutions others miss, and turn setbacks into growth opportunities. Athletes who integrate reflection improve mental toughness, recover faster, and perform consistently under high-stakes conditions. Across fields, the pattern is the same. Those who manage stress through reflection transform potential obstacles into engines of success. Even in personal life, the benefits are transformative. Relationships improve because you respond instead of react. Emotional volatility decreases because you're aware of triggers before they escalate. Self-confidence grows because you trust your ability to navigate challenges. Reflection creates an inner sanctuary of control, making the chaos of life manageable and your responses effective. The beauty of this habit is its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need fancy tools, expensive programs, or hours of training. You just need a few minutes a day, a willingness to observe yourself honestly, and consistency. That's it. It's not complicated, but it is powerful. Small, deliberate action repeated daily compounds into extraordinary results. To start, choose a consistent time. First thing in the morning, before bed, or during a midday pause. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and review your experiences. Ask, what stressed me today? How did I respond? What can I do differently tomorrow? Identify lessons, practice gratitude, and visualize success. Even 5 minutes can make a difference. 10 or 15 magnifies the impact. Over time, reflection becomes instinctive. Stress no longer feels like a threat but like a signal, a cue to grow, adapt, and act. You start noticing patterns, managing emotions, and approaching challenges with strategy rather than reaction. You begin to view life's pressures as tools for growth rather than obstacles. Stress, once an enemy, becomes a silent coach, guiding you towards strength and mastery. The simple daily habit of reflection doesn't just change how you handle stress, it changes who you are. You become resilient, focused, and empowered. You learn to convert tension into energy, fear into action, and challenges into opportunities. Life becomes less about surviving chaos and more about thriving through it. The truth is, everyone experiences stress. It's unavoidable. But few people have the skill to harness it. Reflection is that skill, the bridge between pressure and performance, anxiety and confidence, struggle and strength. It's simple, free, and within reach. But practiced consistently, it becomes the most powerful habit you'll ever cultivate. The day you start reflecting daily is the day stress stops controlling you and starts serving you. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop fearing pressure and start using it. You stop being overwhelmed and start being unstoppable. And that, ultimately, is how a simple daily habit transforms stress into strength.